good, thank you. How are you?
Good. It's so great to meet you. I'm excited that you were able to release some more music, especially California. I think it's such a great anthem. And I know you wanted it to be an anthem just about California and the beaches and the Hollywood sign and all that. And of course, with being in a pandemic, a lot of those things that we appreciate about California, we kind of had to put on the back burner. So, would you say that writing that song and kind of reflecting made you take a step back to truly appreciate it anymore?
Uh, Definitely, yes. So I would say that California, when it was written, was a little harder to write because of the music side. And
Mhm.
when writing, when we've at first it was a surfing song. So after you know going out and trying to get out and seeing all these different things and basically taking California itself for granted, and then when COVID hits, everything kind of changes and you get a completely different perspective. So it
Mhm.
really helped when writing.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I love Venice. I actually live right next to Venice, and so when I watched the music video, I saw a very familiar beach. So that was cool, and I love that you also traveled up to San Francisco to capture some shots there. So how was
Yeah.
that? How was that process with choosing the locations? And how long did that entire process take?
Well, for shooting all the locations, we kind of mainly stuck to Los Angeles sort of direction, like
Mhm.
Venice Beach, and Beverly Hills, and then all over the Hollywood sign. And all the B-roll was already on the camera, so we already had all of that. So really, it was all about getting the shots. And on the first day, it was all cloudy, the sky, and so we couldn't really do much. But we got some B-roll and everything, and then on the second day, we kind of had a little less as the first day. And then on the final day, we kind of wrapped everything up and really got as much shots as we could. And we put them all together and it over the 3 days, and it really worked out. And it took a while. It was a little difficult, obviously, with the COVID situation, but it was really fun to make and it worked.
It did work, and it's doing great on YouTube. And it's a very catchy song, and it's a perfect summer song too, which is great because most of the things you're talking about in this song have to do with summer, like the beaches and the warm weather and all that fun stuff. And I also wanted to ask, I know that you've lived in California, I guess, for the majority of your life, but what do you miss most about Spain and just, Europe, living in Europe?
What I miss most is probably in Europe, you don't have to eat dinner at 8 o'clock when everything closes.
Yeah.
Uh, Usually restaurants go up until late, and so it's pretty easy, and it's not like a rush on the weekends. Like, oh, I need to pick up food before the shop closes, or something like that. I'd say that's probably what I miss the most. Also, there's a lot of sunlight in Europe direction. You have a lot of sunlight until um, the end of the day is really until like 10, like 9 or 10 o'clock in the summer. So you really have daylight for a very long time. Uh, but in California, you don't really have that, but you still have the incredible weather, and and the amazing beaches, and that's really what makes California beautiful as well.
Of course. Yeah, I feel like, I mean, even now we're in the peak of summer, it gets dark by 8 p.m., which I don't like. And I mean, when it's not summer, it gets dark by like 5 p.m. So I totally get it. I went to Italy a while ago and I loved that it would be like 9:30 and it was still somewhat light out. So totally get that. I would miss that too. And would you say that living in both places and having so many different experiences, either directly or indirectly, has influenced your process as a songwriter and a recording artist? Do you write differently when you're in Los Angeles than when you go back and visit, like anything of that sort?
Um, I don't really think so. It Although it might give some perspective on things, but I don't think it drastically changes the writing process.
Mhm.
To be honest, with California, we kind of stuck with the state, and
Yeah.
so it wasn't much of a giant leap whenever I travel and things. Um, Obviously, the whole thing was surfing vibes and skateboarding vibes in California, and the views of the PCH and Beverly Hills and Venice Beach and everything. So I would say that the Mediterranean and the Europe direction doesn't really affect when I go over there. It doesn't really affect anything on the writing side. But if I want to write about Europe, then I definitely would, because it's just as amazing as California is.
Yes, yes, it is. I want to go back. I haven't been in so long, and I've only been to Italy, but it's just I fell in love with it. I loved that I could eat dinner at like 10 p.m. So I don't everything you're mentioning is like the stuff that I remember just from being there on vacation for only a couple of weeks. But yeah, it's gorgeous. Such a beautiful area. And I know that you have some merch coming out pretty soon. I mean, you're
Yes, I
wearing
am wearing it.
so do you want to talk a little bit about that? I will definitely be getting that. That is so cute.
Yes, so we have a whole entire clothing line dropping soon. We have California clothing, which I don't know if you can tell with the wire, but there is it's the VW that's shown in the music video. Oop.
Oh, yes.
And then it has my name in the California, and then in the white, I'm not sure if you see that, but it's the British flag and the American flag inside, and
Oh,
some cool white things inside. And then we have on the sleeve California. I thought that was awesome. And then at the bottom we have a tag, but this one doesn't have it yet, and because it's just a prototype. But we
mhm.
also have crop. Oh, you can't see that. Oh
Oh,
no,
it's trying to focus
it's
now.
a crop hoodie.
Yeah, now I
Ah,
can see it.
we have a crop hoodie. It's my screen is so white. Okay, can you see it better now? There you go.
Yeah, perfect.
So
It's
it's a crop hoodie. It has it's basically the sleeve, and it has the surfboard in California and all the flowers, and then there's uh, a little tag of my A logo at the bottom,
oh,
and all of this California merch along California clothing line and all of the Brit World clothing line will be dropping as well, which I'm super excited to be releasing. And I love the sleeve as well, and I'm really happy about how the merch turned out. Um, and when you go on the website, it will turn up, and every first order you get is usually 10% off. So the first order you ever get is 10%, and then usually 10% goes to UNICEF. And then for Ava, for your show, um, I will be giving away two crop hoodies for you
oh,
guys to give away, and I thought that was pretty awesome. And
yeah.
yeah,
What a nice surprise. I love that. And I love doing giveaways and partnering with different artists as well as the organizations that artists partner with. UNICEF has been around for a very long time. I remember when I was in Girl Scouts for during Halloween, we'd have like a little donation box that we'd carry around when we went trick or treating to raise money. And obviously, they're doing amazing things. So I'd love to know how you got involved.
uh, with UNICEF, I got involved with the Christmas song, "Holiday in LA," which released back in November, and that actually did pretty well for itself. I was really happy about how much we raised for UNICEF, and I really wanted to do that again. And so I wanted to do something with UNICEF once again. So we're going to be doing the merch with it, and so I'm super happy about that.
That's
Um,
perfect.
yeah.
That's great, and I love that you are already getting involved in a charity or an organization that speaks to you at such a young age. I feel like when I was your age, and I mean, even now, it's hard for people to maybe feel like they can make a difference. But you can, and people who are supporting you and are fans of you, if they buy your merch, they're going to directly be supporting UNICEF as well. So it's not really a question, but I just wanted to applaud you. Thank you for making it so accessible and easy for people to support that cause. It's really powerful. So
Thank you.
of course, of course. Are there any other organizations you hope to work with in the future? I'm sure that being young, maybe like something in music education or anything like that,
I'm right now sticking with UNICEF for the time being. I'm not sure what time will take me to,
Mhm.
but whatever it is, I'm sure to be incredibly into it, and I'll go all in.
Yes, I love it. I love it. And speaking of school and education, are you in high school now or middle school?
I am going into high school this end of summer,
Oh, so
so I'll
exciting.
be going into NDHS for my freshman year. I think it's called
Very
freshman.
exciting. So is it hard for you to balance that with singing, songwriting, music videos, performances? And if so, what strategies have worked for you to kind of, do time management?
Uh, well, with all my music and all of my acting is usually taken place in the afternoon, like around 4 o'clock, or it's taken place on the weekends, which is much
Mhm.
easier to handle with the level of school. And so when I'm doing homework, it's kind of difficult because I'm usually in the car doing my homework, but it doesn't really interrupt school that much. I kind of work around it, and it seems to work so far. And on the weekends, I do a bunch of stuff with my music and acting and all of that. And that's when I have the highlight. Saturday and Sunday is the highlights of when I do all of the work that
Mhm.
I do. And yeah, I kind of balance it that way, and it seems to work so far. So
Good, good. Props to you. I mean, I still have a hard time doing it, and I'm like probably twice your age. So I'm glad that you got a good grasp on that. And yeah, your Netflix show season two's launching soon. Anything you can tell us about it? Any teasers?
yeah, so BM Puppy Cat will be releasing on Netflix come 2022. I'm super excited for that. And I play a little purple head character, Cardamon. And for that, uh, I don't know what's happening in season two, to be honest. But I do know that I've been working for this with this character Cardamon for quite a while, since I was 6. So it's kind of hard to keep track. I think I just wrapped, like, I don't know, season 5 or something like that. But it was I can't even remember which season was which. But other than that, I know that it's releasing on Netflix. I'm super excited for it, and I'm super excited for my little purple head landlord to come onto the big screen again.
Oh, yes, that's awesome. So I didn't realize. So the show is past season two. It's just that season two will be going to Netflix for people to watch.
I think that it's the entirety of the show will be moving over to Netflix. I'm not sure. It's the entirety of the show that's moving on to Netflix, but I'm not sure what season they're on right now.
Okay.
Because I've just been working with Cardamon for such a while. I don't know if they released any of the rest of the seasons, but I do know that I have completed my version of my character has completed those seasons. Um, completely. So when it moves over to Netflix, everyone will be able to see the show who loves Netflix and watches it regularly.
Yes, so people like me, Netflix is great. What are some of your favorite shows on Netflix at the moment?
Well, Netflix kind of cured my boredom for the coronavirus as well. Um, like most people, I like Cobra Kai, which is on Netflix. I like a bunch of those uh, CW shows such as Arrow and The Flash and all of that. And so I kind of just scroll through Netflix. I just finished a series on Hulu actually called The Hardy Boys. Um,
Okay.
and so I kind of just watch whatever, and whatever I see that looks cool, I just click play.
Yes, I love that. Sometimes you don't need to, do a bunch of research on the show. Just look at the thumbnail and see what
It's don't judge a book by its cover, but not a TV show by its cover.
exactly. It's I don't know. My friend told me this a couple years ago, but like Netflix, everyone has different thumbnails. So like your thumbnail for, I don't know, Cobra Kai might be different than mine because they'll tailor it to whatever they think will catch your eyes. And I'm like, that's creepy, but also really awesome. So I'm
Yeah,
like,
it constantly changes. Like every single time I open Netflix, I'm like, was that there before? Oh no, it's the same
exactly.
show.
Yeah. Great marketing team over at Netflix. And I have to ask this age-old question. I hate to do this to you, but if you had to choose between acting versus music for the rest of your life, which one would you go with?
Uh, that is a good question. I
I
haven't
hate
received a lot
asking
of
it, but I
those.
also love
Uh,
asking it.
I would say I've been acting for a while since I was 6. Um, I definitely enjoy acting. But I would say music is very different to
Mhm.
acting. With acting, you're in a room and you're learning a script and you receive it and you're just reading through the lines and you're like, oh my gosh, this script is amazing. It's like reading a bunch of like chapters of books separately and thinking, oh, this is incredible. But with music, it's completely different. Like you're a creator, and so with music, I really am able to create songs and lyrics that really affect people in when they're listening. And so I say that creating something like music is different to acting completely.
Yeah.
If I was to choose between acting and music, I would choose both. And I don't know. I
No,
honestly
that
don't
is
know.
a
It's
great
like a
answer.
50-50.
No, that's a great
So
answer.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's cool that you can recognize that acting you kind of have less control unless of course you're writing your own scripts and stuff, but with music you can kind of go all in with what you want to write, but and what you want to portray. But with acting, I mean, obviously you can sometimes maybe take the character in a direction that you want to, but not necessarily every time. So that's awesome that you recognize that and that you can do both. I think it's really cool that you're truly able to balance both of those passions. So, and you do have a new single coming out in July. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
So the new single coming out in July is called Bella Loquita. It's a Spanish-English hybrid song. We just wrapped the music video for that, which was on Laguna Beach. It was crazy to film because we were on a giant rock formations that were sticking into our feet while we were dancing.
Oh,
I had a professional dancer from my elementary school, Michelle, who is now like a championship dancer all over the nation, which is incredible.
wow.
And she agreed to do the music video to do some samba and stuff for the Spanish side, and it really turned out great. I'm really happy with how the music video kind of fell into place, and I'm super excited to release it come July. The song itself was really fun to write. I had my grandfather, who's 88 now, I think, and he's Spanish. He was born in Spain and he speaks the language fluently. So he helped with the music side of the Spanish side of things, and so did my Spanish tutor, my mom, obviously, because she also speaks Spanish. So my whole family kind of speaks Spanish, and we had a bunch of Spanish writers on it, and it's really turned out great, and I'm super excited to release it.
Oh, that's awesome. And I love that you have Spanish and English lyrics in it. I think that's great that you're celebrating that where you were born and where you lived for a few years and then of course where you are now. So yeah, that's great. I'm excited for it as well. And besides that, do you have any other music in the works? Because I know that this year, top of this year, you kind of release songs one at a time for a bit. So do you think you'll continue that streak or what's the plan?
So I have after Bale Okita. Well, this month was kind of June was kind of the merch month, the
Mhm.
clothing line month where we were designing all the clothes and everything to release, and so we were also doing the California stuff, and so we were kind of spending June to really design everything. So come July, we're going to release more and more of the clothing line and keep releasing hoodies and crop hoodies and shirts and hats and stickers and a bunch of other stuff. And I'm super excited for that to release. Then we have Bale Okita, which we'll be releasing with the music video. And then we have a new song which wrapped a month back, I believe, and it's called Cherry Bomb, which I'm also pretty excited for. We're going to release clothing for that too.
Oh,
Um,
good.
and so we have clothing for that song. Um, and then after that, right now we are currently figuring out writing a new song called All Right that is a funk sort of beat song, which I'm super excited for as well. That we'll be releasing after Cherry Bomb.
Oh, exciting. So you have a few more things lined up for this year that we can all look forward to. I'm super excited for that. And congratulations on all your success too at such a young age. For everyone to keep up with you, I'd love for you to plug your Instagram for us, YouTube, where we can see the California music video, merch website, and then just let everyone know that they can find you on all streaming platforms. I know that's a lot.
Okay, so
We can do it in parts.
the first thing is my merch will be releasing on a bunch of stuff. I have a merch store on my Instagram as well. Um, that's tagged onto my Instagram, And then the merch will be actually releasing on my website at www.iamajrodriguez.com/shop. And that would be the shop that you can buy all of this merch and the merch here,
Love
and a bunch of other designs that we are currently creating. And then my music is on all platforms. That's Apple Music, Amazon Music, Deezer, Tidal, Spotify, the whole shebang. And then I personally, for social media wise, I'm on TikTok, Instagram, I think Facebook and Twitter and basically everything. So I'm everywhere and anywhere. So
Amazing. Yes, you're across the board. Just searching your name, Alexander James Rodriguez, or I'm sure AJ Rodriguez, it would probably come up too.
yeah, for
Yeah.
my Instagram and my TikTok and all of that, for my social media, it's at I am AJ Rodriguez, and my store, my website is iamajrodriguez.com.
Perfect. Awesome.
So
Pretty easy across the board. So,
yeah,
well, thank you so much for your interview and for your time. And yeah, congrats on all the success. Everyone make sure to check AJ out on all streaming platforms, on social media. And I'm sure when you have another show in LA, I'll have to come out and support you with some friends, and maybe we'll all wear the crop top hoodies. As well.
right. Okay.
Awesome. Well, have a great day and congratulations again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.